Officer Devin Pierce had worked security on the frontier colony for 3 years, and he thought he'd seen everything. Then he rounded the corner of Habitat Block C and froze. A human colonist, some young technician in a grease-stained jumpsuit, was walking casually down the corridor. That wasn't unusual. What was unusual were the 6 crawl cubs waddling behind her in a perfect line, chirping softly like baby birds. Devin's hand went to his stun rifle. Crawl were apex predators, 4-legged hunters with razor-sharp claws and bite force that could crush titanium. Even cubs were dangerous. The adult crawl who'd been permitted to settle in the colony's outer district were carefully monitored, their movements tracked, their interactions with humans strictly limited. And yet here were 6 cubs, maybe 3 months old, following this woman like she was their mother. "Ma'am," Devin called out, his voice tight. "Please stop moving." Very slowly. The woman turned, looking confused. She had dark hair pulled back in a messy ponytail and oil smudges on her cheek. "Oh hey, you mean these guys?" She gestured at the cubs. "Don't worry, they're harmless." "Harmless?" Devin stared. "Those are crawl predators. Where are their parents?" "Working the night shift at the mining facility, I think. These little ones keep escaping their enclosure and wandering into the maintenance tunnels." She crouched down, and the cubs immediately swarmed her, climbing over her legs and purring. Actually purring like oversized, scaly cats. Devin's brain struggled to process what he was seeing. "They're following you." "Yeah, it's the weirdest thing." She scratched one cub behind its head crest, and it leaned into her touch, eyes closing in contentment. "First time it happened, I was terrified. I was working on a coolant line, and I heard scratching. Turned around and found these guys stuck in a ventilation shaft. Their mother must have hidden them there and got called away." "So you helped them?" "Well, yeah. They were scared and crying. Sounded like puppies." She shrugged. "I pulled them out, gave them some of my lunch. Apparently they love protein bars, and walked them back to the crawl district. Their parents were grateful, didn't eat me, and I thought that was the end of it. One of the cubs had climbed onto her shoulder and was nuzzling her neck. Another was chewing playfully on her bootlace. But they kept getting out," she continued. "And every time they'd find me, no matter where I was working. It's like they imprinted or something." Devin slowly lowered his rifle. This was unprecedented. Crawl didn't bond with humans. They barely tolerated them. The colony's integration program was built on mutual respect and carefully maintained boundaries. Not whatever this was. "What's your name?" he asked. "Riley. Riley Foster. I'm a thermal systems technician." "Riley, do you understand what you've done? Crawl cubs bond with their pride. If they've accepted you." He trailed off, not sure how to finish that sentence. Footsteps echoed down the corridor. Heavy, clawed footsteps. 2 adult crawl appeared, each standing over 7 feet tall, their muscular bodies covered in dark scales that gleamed under the lights. Their eyes, predator eyes, fixed on Riley. Devin's hand twitched toward his weapon. But the crawl weren't attacking. They were bowing, their heads lowered in a gesture of respect that Devin had only seen them give to their own elders. The larger one spoke in heavily accented standard. "The human Riley has honor. She protected our young when they were vulnerable. She returns them safely each time. She is—" The crawl searched for the word. "Pack." Riley looked just as shocked as Devin felt. "I'm what now?" "Pack," the crawl repeated firmly. "You are family. Our cubs recognize your spirit. You are honorary pride member." The cubs chirped happily, still climbing over Riley like she was a jungle gym. Devin holstered his weapon completely. "I'm gonna need to file a report about this." "Is that bad?" Riley asked nervously. The crawl made a rumbling sound. Laughter, Devin realized. "Let them file reports. You are under pride protection now. No harm comes to Pack." Riley looked down at the 6 cubs tangled around her legs and sighed. "I just wanted to fix cooling systems.